Within this video, we're going to go ahead and build a particle system that we can use inside of the Rube Goldberg kit. Now, this is different from Unreal Engine 5.1, where it was originally built. We're going to be using Unreal Engine 5.4. So go ahead and follow along, and we'll build a particle system with the new workflow here inside of 5.4. Now we're going to go ahead and build this from scratch. So let's start down here in the content drawer and put it in a place where we're going to remember. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it's inside my emitters folder. I'm just going to right click anywhere here inside of a blank area and go ahead and choose Niagara System to get this started. Now this is where things are going to look very different from where they were in 5.1. So let's go into the template section up here in the top left-hand corner of this pop-up. And inside of here, what we're going to be looking for is this one right here, this omnidirectional burst. So go ahead and just click on that and go ahead and choose the create button down here in the bottom right. Go ahead and give this a name. I'm going to go call this My Confetti. Let's go ahead and double click on the My Confetti asset to open it up. Now this one we're going to use for the next piece as well, and let's change a few things so we only have to change it in one spot. Now remember, we're going to go ahead and build the system that is similar to the original Rube Goldberg process, so we're going to leave a few things out, so you're going to want to watch that other video to complete adding all the color. So in this case, what we need to do is go ahead and add in a little bit of collision. So we can do that down here underneath the particle update section. So we'll go ahead and just click on this little button that you see right here, the little plus. And what we're going to search for over here is collision. So this one right here. Like so. We're going to go ahead and zoom out so we can see the whole thing. Next, we're going to go ahead and adjust the emitter state. Right now it's set to self, and we want to set that to system. So to do that, we'll go ahead and click on this module right here. And over here on the right-hand side, you'll see that there's a little button that says system right next to the lifecycle mode. We'll go ahead and turn this one on. Next, we're going to go ahead and duplicate this specific emitter. So I'm going to right click on it, come down here and go ahead and say copy, and then right click in a blank area and go ahead and choose paste. Now let's go ahead and give this one a new name. So we'll right click on it and then we'll come down here where it says rename. And we'll call this one Ribbon Trail Leader. Within this Ribbon Trail Leader, we're going to need to change a few things. First, let's go ahead and change something inside of the spawn burst instantaneous. So go ahead and select this module, and then over here in the spawn count, let's go ahead and change this from a value of 100 to a value of 10, so we get less particles from this emitter than the original. The second thing we need to do is add a generate location event, which we can do through our particle update. So we'll go ahead and click on this little button right here and look up event. And here you can see at the very bottom, we have this generate location event, like so. Now at this point, you may have noticed that we have a couple of errors, and this is actually really easy to fix. Simply come up here to where it says properties. And what we need to do is go ahead and toggle this one on. Let me go ahead and open this up so you can see exactly what it is. And what it's saying is that we need to actually have persistent IDs. So go ahead and toggle this checkbox on to get this fixed. Then we can go ahead and compile. And now all the errors are gone and we can continue to work. Our next step is to build a ribbon emitter that will follow the particles from this emitter. So let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of room. And I'm going to go ahead and right click in a blank area and go ahead and choose Add Empty Emitter. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on this so we get a better view of it. And we're going to go ahead and start from the top and just work our way down to the bottom of it. So the first place we're going to go ahead and work in is the emitter update. So this one right here. Go ahead and click on our little plus button right here. And what we're going to look for is state. And what we want to add is an emitter state. Now this one's already set to system, so we don't have to worry about it. We'll go ahead and move on to the next step. So let's go ahead and look at the particle spawn, which is the next one down. Inside of here, we need to go ahead and add in initialize particle. So if we type in initialize, we can go ahead and choose the one at the very top that is initialize particle. Next, underneath our particle update, we're going to go ahead and add in a particle state. So go ahead and click here, go ahead and search for state, and you'll see the very top one up here says particle state. Next, we're going to go ahead and solve for velocity and forces. So again, go ahead and click on our particle update here, and we'll solve. Go ahead and solve forces and velocity, the top one. Now our next step is to actually add in the event handler, which is going to say, hey, when those particles, these ones over here, are emitted, we want to go ahead and add in these ones right here, the ribbons. So to do that, we need to come all the way up here to the top where it says stage. Go ahead and click here. And what we're looking for is this event handler. Now with this one selected, we need to tell it which event to use, and we do have it named over here on the left hand side, but lucky for us, we can actually find it real easy right up here under this drop down. So go ahead and click on our drop down and go ahead and choose this location event. This is the only one that we have inside of this system, so it's really easy to find. Now before we leave this specific module, we want to go ahead and say that we want to spawn something, so we're going to change this from a 0 to a 1. We're also going to go change our execution mode from every particle to spawned particles. Next, we need to make sure that this is actually receiving the information. So we're going to go ahead and click on our little plus button right here and type in the word event. And what we're looking for is this receive location event. Now to get these ribbons to actually render, we do need to add in a render module. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus button down here at the very bottom under the render module. And we'll go ahead and choose the ribbon renderer. And now you can see that we actually have some ribbons appearing on those particles. So the last piece that we need to do is go ahead and rename this. Let's go ahead and just right click up here, say rename, and we'll go ahead and rename this ribbon trail follower. So this is what our entire setup should look like. We should have 3 emitters, 1 system, and then make sure that we're compiling and saving up here at the top left-hand corner so we don't lose any of the work that we've done. Now with your particle system complete, you can actually jump in at 1:48 right here on our Rube Goldberg Learning Kit lesson, Engine Activity, Particle Party, and continue to watch the rest of this so that you can learn how to actually add this particle system to your world and get it to react when anything rolls into it.